Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another RTR. On this RTR, we review our very first Super Nintendo game. This one is a 1993 JVC LucasArts release, which that should give it away right away. It's Super Empire Strikes Back. So initially I was really excited about this game. I think I found it for maybe $4 or $5, I can't really remember, but it was pretty cheap, and I was definitely excited to play my first Star Wars game on the Super Nintendo. I've played the NES versions and enjoy those, so I was definitely expecting something pretty great. So I checked it out, and it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. So initially the graphics are always fantastic. The music sounded really good, very Super Nintendo sound. So those things were really good, but everything else was very frustrating. I'll put you right into the gameplay. It's more of a run and gun style, at least that's kind of what I thought it was, maybe with some platforming in it as well, but I would put it under that run and gun category, and it just immerses you right away with enemies. You don't even get to learn the game, there's just enemies right away as soon as you drop into the level, so that was a little frustrating. The controls weren't that great, they weren't responsive, very clunky for the Super Nintendo, so that was really disappointing as well. I was expecting something very smooth. Some of the jumping techniques and stuff like that, it just wasn't there. I know it puts you right in the level 1 with the Tauntaun, and that was kind of exciting, except for it was impossible to hit enemies on the Tauntaun because just the hitboxes were really strange, and you couldn't crouch down far enough, and you really had no time between enemies. It was just one after the other after the other. So it was a little frustrating. As far as the storyline, I'm sure it follows fairly well with the movie, but I really couldn't get past the first level. Now, I'm not the greatest gamer out there, but I put a lot of time just in the first level trying to figure it out and trying to get through it, and I got so frustrated and so sick of the game that I couldn't stand it anymore. I just had to stop. I couldn't get past the first level. Now, I tweeted this out not too long ago, and some people responded that they really enjoyed the game. It was a game that they grew up with, and that's great, but I honestly could not get into the game for the life of me. The music sounded really good, like I said, and the visual art was pretty decent as well for a 1993 Super Nintendo release. But just overall, it was pretty disappointing. I like when games kind of ease you into it so you can kind of figure it out and start learning some of the techniques, the controls, but that just wasn't the case for this game. So I'm gonna rate it fairly harsh, but you guys might have a different rating. I'm gonna give it 2 out of 5 cards. Now, the reason I'm giving it 2 and not 1 is because I really couldn't give it any more time. I couldn't get to beyond the first level, so I really don't know if the game gets better or not. You guys should let me know in the comments down below. So overall, 2 out of 5 cards. It wasn't what I was hoping for, that our first Super Nintendo review, but what can you do? The game isn't really expensive. Like I said, I paid maybe $4 or $5 for it. I think I've seen it retail maybe, I don't know, $15, somewhere around there. For me, it's definitely not worth it. And I'm not a big Super Nintendo collector right now. Maybe down the road. I am happy to have it in my collection, but just a game that I don't see myself jumping into anytime soon. So that's all I have for you guys on this RTR. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. As always, check me out on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll catch you later on another RTR. See ya.